Let's get this thing rolling. Clemson will boot it away to get this one started. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Wolfpack offense comes out to get things started in this one. There are always butterflies to start a game, but when you have a rivalry like this, the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive, guys.
They aren't all the same. We say that, but we know differently. The blood is boiling. The temperature is hot. Jesse, you want this week more than most.
Yeah,
and they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And I think this offense was looking for a reason to ignite the home crowd, coming out on first down, throwing the football, but the defense was ready. Nice job getting to the quarterback, making a big sack on the first play of the game.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
This guy's gotten off to a good statistical start, guys. With that last completion, he's already now over 1,000 passing yards on the season, and man, you know he's looking for more.
NC State comes to the line to deal with 3rd and short. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. He gets his first one of the day out of there, and they used him 3 times in that loss last week. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. So the Clemson Tigers offense will take the field for the first time. This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. From the gun, the ground game. Got the first down and more. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Defensively, you'll take the slow death. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, but you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making him run to guys, and get him on the ground. For goodness sakes, this guy is fast, I know, but defensively, we got to swarm to the football and get him on the ground.
What a tackle in the backfield. He'll lose 6 on the play.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Going to try to get it himself. He'll be forced out of bounds. Let's mark it at the 48-yard line as this offense continues its work. The Wolfpack faithful screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a 3rd down stop. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. They try to get it outside on the left. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. Back to pass, it's Sullivan. Those two not on the same page. It's incomplete.
What a play by the defender that time, because he's matched up one-on-one man coverage against an outstanding wide receiver, and it's the defender who makes the play. Really, really good position. He was up to the challenge. Interesting to see if this quarterback goes his way again.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. It's complete on the right side. Couldn't quite get it into the end zone. He goes out of bounds at the 3, but they are in business. Clemson will come to the line with the 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. These fans raising the volume on 2nd and goal. Wants to go up top. They're setting up the screen. Back's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Clemson! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. They march 72 yards. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll return it. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Takes a hit as he fires. Punts it out of the air. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. NC State might think about going for a big one on 2nd and short. Trying play action. Finds his big tight end. Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a first down. New set of downs after the completion. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. To the air on first down. He's got his man across the middle. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Looking downfield on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong. The emotions are so real. The coaches get super tight, and they start talking about things, Jesse, so you don't just treat it as another game.
No, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to your season, but because of what the fans are saying, what your coaches are saying, what your family and friends are saying.
He's got it inside the 30. They'll ride him out of bounds after the good pickup spotted at the 25-yard line. NC State with the 1st and 10 here. Lost a throw on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think of.
Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And the defense has given up some plays, some passing yards on this drive. You want to stop that? Nice job rushing the quarterback, making him feel a little bit of pressure and getting him on the ground and now getting him behind the sticks.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Going to try to pop one on the screen. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. And here comes the field goal unit. This one will be a 45-yard attempt, and he'll kick it from the left side. It's good. That'll bring him to within 4. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, it has gone final in the ACC, a matchup we've been keeping a close eye on. Georgia Tech ran roughshod over the competition today en route to a double-digit victory. And they looked clean doing it. I don't just mean in those gorgeous gold unis. This team is a buttoned-up group. One team will rise in the ACC standings while the other is going to sink like a stone. The harsh reality of college football when conference foes face off, fellas.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. Feels as if the whole city of Raleigh is trying to help out the pack on 3rd down. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
I love DBs that want to tackle. They get an opportunity to look like heroes on these outside toss plays. Physical play by the corner there, getting the ball carried down behind the line of scrimmage.
Can you believe this? The offense is going for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Complete out of the backfield. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking for a man. It's Sullivan. Fires to the tight end. At the 20, he's got space. Touchdown, Tigers. A great catch and run for 6.
Man, this guy is an elite tight end. This guy is a dude. He keeps making plays like this. We're going to start comparing him to Brock Bowers and Kyle Pitts. The run after the catch, the big body, the athletic ability. He has it all.
We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. The kickoff team is on the field, and we're ready to get this one underway. The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. There's a little more urgency attached to this drive. They've only been able to put up a field goal and start this one down 14-3. He'll try to pop the draw. He never had a chance on the draw. Tackled almost as soon as he got the ball.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Back to pass. Finds his tight end. And a good job in coverage there. They stop it after just a few.
I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
A strike downfield. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling there out to the 35.
Nice job by the quarterback, pre-snap and post-snap. He knew the defense was going to be playing zone coverage, and there was no doubt in his mind where he was going with that football.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
He'll do it himself. Got enough for the first. Across the 50 and down and out of bounds at the 44. A good pickup on that one.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another first down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep churning.
Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
That's a really good stop by the defense. Jesse, they need a few more. You've given up a bunch of yards on this drive and a bunch of plays, but all that matters is keeping them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's that bend, don't break mentality you're seeing right now, and this is the point where this defense has just got to lock in.
They'll run
action.
It's complete to the left. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
Coming to the line of scrimmage at the 30. It would be a long field goal, but they'd love to pick up a few here on 3rd and long. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. They've got enough for the first down, and they're in the red zone at the 20. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. In the red area, it's Jones. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. And off to Jones. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And that's how you respond as a defense, man. You give up 9 yards on 1st down. 2nd down, man, they bring some pressure. They are in the backfield fast, and they make the tackle for a loss and completely flip the script. Almost a guaranteed 1st down on 2nd down, and now maybe even put them in a passing situation on 3rd down.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. Right down the boulevard. Hold on just a second, guys. Flag on the play.
Personal foul.
This could turn out to be a huge penalty. Thought they were going to have to settle for 3, and now the offense back on the field with a chance for more. NC State will line up with a 1st and goal. The give to the tailback. He's going for the goal line. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Wolfpack! There have been miniseries, novels, movies, long-form plays that have been over in shorter period of time than that drive. That was a marathon.
And that's just so frustrating when you're a defensive guy, time and time again, trying to get the stops, and they just keep making the plays, and they punch it in for a touchdown. Demoralizing.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Able to pick up a couple before he's dragged down at the 19.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
There's a really nice play there. The thing I like about this guy, too, his versatility. He's not just good running the ball, but he can catch and he can block. And you think about all the greats they've had at the position in recent years. Versatility at the running back position, being an every down back.
Turning it on! They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on 1st down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get 1st downs like that run right there.
Clemson ready to go back to work with another 1st down. Leaves it with the running back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Now the play fake. Slings it downfield. He's got an open man. Gets it inside the 10, out of bounds at the 9 after the big pickup on that one. The Tigers, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And it's not a surprise who they gave the football to. When you get down in this area, they're going football. They're going to use their identity of physicality and run game down here in the red zone.
Running back searching for a hole. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
You got to give this offense a lot of credit because they've been really physical. They've been doing a nice job running the football on this drive, getting themselves into this position, third down in the red zone. They've got a 4-point lead. Obviously, a huge third down here, but even if they don't get it, they can kick the field goal, make this a 7-point game. Obviously, they're thinking touchdown, try to make this a 2-possession.
And here they come going for the first down on into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tigers.
And was there ever any doubt, guys? 4th and goal. You got to turn around, give it to your bell cow. Just know he's going to find a way to get it in the end zone, and he did exactly that.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blocker. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. North Carolina State has it back on the offense, headed to the field. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points. And you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to come into a one-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half. Because obviously, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good things to happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
Second down, he'll throw it. Under fire. Finds the tight end. He's knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the 25.
Man, and tight ends in today's modern college football are so difficult to stop because they're so much more athletic than they used to be. Today, they're just like big wide receivers. So defensively, how do you stop it? Do you have someone who has the physical dimensions to match up with this guy one-on-one? You might not. And if you don't, are you comfortable putting a slower linebacker on him, or do you want to put a small...
Picked off. What a play to set him up. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, that's a huge moment here in the game at the end of the first half because the offense is trying to march down the field. They're trying to cut into the opponent's lead. But with that interception and with that return, the defense now, they've put their team in an opportunity to pad their lead with more points here at the end of the first half.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Ramsey. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. The offense will quickly use the timeout.
I like the mitts, the big fella coming in with the catch. Hey, running a little bit of a route, showing a little wiggle, getting open, throwing the football. That's when he catch it, big fella.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. From the gun, give on the inside. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5?
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
Looks like he's going to try to return it. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. It's first down, but the offense is just going to take a knee and go to the locker room. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Man, great energy in that building. There always is when these two get together. And a fun first half between these rivalries. And talk about a first half for the dude in that backfield. That coaching staff has been giving rave reviews on a weekly basis. And through 2 quarters today, he's been a complete game changer. He's breaking the will of this defense, and that's something that's just very tough to quantify.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They open this third quarter on top, and they've built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second...
Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. This offense has it with really good field position. Looking to throw on first down. And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make the connection.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
They'll run the screen. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
Defense, man, it helps you a lot when you can be a linebacker or a corner or safety, anybody, and you see the QB throw the football. Now I can break on the football right away and limit gains like right here.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. And on fourth down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. And this one is perfect. That pulls them to within 15, 28-13 the score. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, it's gone final in a huge top 25 showdown. Here's how it went down. Baylor found a way to pull out a victory. It wasn't vintage Bears football today. Those BU fans won't remember this one forever, but they will remember it was a W. Fun one in the Big 12, man. They generally are. Teams there continue to jockey for pole position.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Motion from the wide receiver. Might as well stick with him. He was able to reach into his bag of tricks and use it to pick up a few extra yards. And the Tigers come to the line in the hurry-up. Off the RPO. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. The analytics nerds will tell you that a 4-yard pickup on first down is a successful play. Let's see what they have on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the inside give.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Looking to throw, it's Sullivan. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they...
It's a seam wide open. He'll go out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 31 and a big pickup on that one. The Tigers have this offense rolling. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Defense there to make the stop after a pickup of 2 to the 30.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
To the ground with the back. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Wolfpack faithful screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a 3rd down stop. He's stopped right at the 29-yard line, and it'll be 4th down.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football, and you've got to just keep getting positive yards. You've got to keep the 3rd downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
Absolutely center cut. And now the lead is even bigger. That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David. Field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some shots, no doubt. Bottom line, when plays present themselves, you've just simply got to make them.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
The Wolfpack with a lot of options on second and short. Looking to fire. Sweet spin. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Wants to go up top. Looking down the middle. And the pass is incomplete. Jarred loose by the hit.
Big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you can tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Zings it complete to the right. They'll move the chains. Good execution on third down. They've got it at the 41. This dude is putting in work out of the slot, and he is just wearing out this defense.
Man, you see it, Reese, in football. These slot guys are so quick, so athletic. You back them up off the football so you can't get hands on them, and you just find ways to continue to get him the football. He's making plays, so I'm going to continue to throw it his way.
Wants to go up top on first down. Makes the grab on the left. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Looking to throw on first down. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
And that's the fourth sack this offensive line has given up today. And guess what? You thought they'd be better. Last week, they got their butts chewed out. 6 sacks they gave up. This week, on their way to doing it again, this offensive line has to step up.
Quick strike complete. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. With a double-digit deficit here in the second half, they're going to go for it on fourth down. Going for the marker on the ground. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. They built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we got here. Just about ready to go in the fourth, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. To the air on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Looking to get it in. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
And that's kind of crazy. I didn't think that would happen coming into this football game. I didn't think we'd get in the fourth quarter and just call his name. This offense, man, he is a big play, dynamic weapon. They got to continue to get him the ball more because he can make enormous plays for your offense.
They just haven't been able to get much going in this game. The defense has definitely had their number, and here they are late. You're asking yourself, why are they still running the football, trailing this much late in the game? But that's basically a microcosm of how this game has gone.
They lost ground on first down, now 2nd and goal from the 5. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. This time, they get him in the backfield, and they take back what he got on the previous play. They'll come to the line just trying to keep their hope alive on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Lets it go to the end zone. Picked off. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Tigers. They build this 4th quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0.
And that just might do it. Man, offense needed points badly. Defense comes up with the big interception, takes it all the way back just to pad their lead a little bit and make this game almost out of reach.
And the point after is good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive, throwing a pick 6, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
Dragged down after a pickup of 5 out to the 35.
I know that wasn't a huge, sexy gain. I know not everybody's jumping up and down, but what it does do is put you in a great position to succeed on 2nd down. 2nd and 10, really hard. 3rd and 10, really hard. Now you're in a manageable situation. It really gives you the whole playbook.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make it.
Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
And the defense was all over it. They know 3rd down, the quarterback could be a viable threat in the run game. Played physical, played close to the line of scrimmage, made the big stop.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Hauls it in easily enough for the 1st down. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, that last play is basically a microcosm of what today has been like for this offense. Just nothing happening. Not physical enough at the point of attack. They're being swarmed. They haven't had the balance necessary to win this game, and that's why they find themselves trailing late.
And they make the stop, and this offense has it inside the 5, and they are threatening. 1st and goal now as NC State tries to find a way to score. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, NC State.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
And he tacks on the extra point. here.
And everybody's got different philosophies. Some people kick onsides every single time. You go for the big play, try to create some momentum for your team, but they failed. A nice job covering the kick, seeing the football off the kicker's foot, securing it, getting on the ground, and making sure your offense retains the football.
And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to...
Oh, he's got some space. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking to pass. It's Sullivan. Flips it out to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Quarterback just trying to spit it out to his running back in the flat there, but the defender all over him. As soon as he caught that football, he went down for a loss.
So now it's second and long. Give to the fullback. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
I love it. What a play call. Going to the fullback in the running game, and he shows you that he's got some ability. This guy was a big-time high school running back, and he shows you the wiggle. He's got some ability to break tackles, and he helps his offense out.
Going to swing it on second down. Intercepted. They were back in their own end, and they stopped the drive. Inside the 40. He's at the 40. He's at the 20. Touchdown, North Carolina State. And they turn it into a defensive score.
And this defense has had a rough day, but how about this play? Breaking on the football, making the pick, taking it to the house, maybe build some momentum for some future games.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the Big Ten. Oregon has opened up a can right now, and based on what we've seen, I'm not sure anything is going to change. They're up by 38 over Minnesota. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this Big Ten battle.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Got a little space. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah, and you started, you circled it, you were ready for this team. This is the rivalry you put a lot of stock in all offseason. You're talking about this game in particular. You go out and get the dub. It's a relief because you definitely wanted this team.
And it's bragging rights for everybody, for the coaching staff, for the fans, but how about for the players as well? For another 365 days,